Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Last night we had the first official college football playoff rankings. The selection committee finally released their top 25. And with that, obviously comes some discussion and a little bit of controversy. Where number 1 was no surprise, but from 2 until 10, like I said in my prediction video, you can make a case for any team in any scenario. I like the fact that they did honor the head-to-head right now, because I think it does matter right now. I thought with how maybe both teams have played, maybe there'd be a chance Ohio State would be a little bit above Oregon. That's not the case. Oregon is above Ohio State, and I'm really okay with that. Ohio State being at number 5 right now is actually a really good spot. We got Bama at 2, Michigan State at 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State 5, and Cincinnati at 6. And that's the one that everybody's really debating on is Cincinnati. And if you're Cincinnati, unfortunately, your best win, and it is a good win, is against Notre Dame, a top 10 team. However, as we go further into November, all of these other top 10 teams are going to be playing really important games. Cincinnati's not really going to have that opportunity to do so. I'm not saying they can't make the playoffs. They can absolutely make the playoffs. Because if you look, Georgia is going to play Alabama. Ohio State is going to play Michigan State. Those two should work itself out. And if you're Cincy, you're really rooting for Georgia to beat Bama, or hell, even Auburn to beat Bama here at the end of the season. So Cincinnati is definitely not out of it. Then you got Oklahoma dropping down to 8. To me, that was a little bit shocking because I just figured, even though they haven't been playing well, Oklahoma is such a big brand name that they wouldn't be dropping them all the way down there. Again, Oklahoma has an amazing opportunity to climb back up in the rankings. It would definitely help them if some people lost, but because they're going to be able to play number 12 Baylor, number 11 Oklahoma State, and then potentially play one of them again in the Big 12 championship game, they're definitely going to have the opportunity to make a statement and grab one of those top spots. Oregon, placing them at number 4, to me just shows that, hey, if they win out, you know, and they're able to beat Utah and whatever games they have left, they too can definitely make it into the playoffs this year. I think a lot of us are leaning on Georgia to end up beating Alabama here. I'm still undecided because it's really hard to just go against Alabama, but I think if there's a year to do it, this might be it. So in like 4 or 5 weeks, then that would lead you with Georgia winning their championship. I don't know if Oregon can go throughout the rest of their schedule and win them all, but let's say they do. Oregon should be in. Let's just say Ohio State goes out and wins the rest of their games, they're going to be in. And then you got one more spot. Well, hey, it depends who we're debating here. If Oklahoma by this point has 2 losses, then definitely that would be Cincinnati's nod to get in. That's going to be really interesting because then you're going to have a situation or a scenario where it could come down to, oh hell, I don't know. So we must be deciding that Wake Forest has no shot because they're not going to be playing any big games even when they do make it to the championship game, right? That's kind of what we're thinking here. So if Cincinnati's sitting there undefeated, Oklahoma, let's say they drop one of the games to either Baylor or Oklahoma State, and then they go to the Big 12 championship and win that game, potentially against a top, 15 opponent, that would probably get them the nod in over Cincinnati. Because at that point, you are a 1-loss Big 12 champion. That's tough. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions, but I think those other 3 spots would definitely be secured with everything else working out, especially with Ohio State. They're going to have an opportunity to face a top 10 Michigan State, top 10 Michigan, and either a top 15 Wisconsin or Minnesota by that point. So they will definitely secure their spot. Hey, what happens if Auburn wins this weekend, beats Alabama, and beats Georgia? Could you imagine? Guys, it's college football. This is why this is the best sport in the country. So many things can happen. Every game matters. Let me know what you guys think down below about the first initial rankings. I love covering this stuff, man. You know what it is. We'll be back real soon with more content, and I'll catch you guys later.